Vancouver, Canada, has long been known for its high-end real estate market, with luxury condos and breathtaking views drawing both local residents and international investors. However, the situation in Vancouver has taken a dramatic turn for the worse. The city is now facing a housing crisis unlike any it has seen before, and the heart of this crisis lies in the catastrophic failure of its condo market. Hidden failures in condo structures have placed thousands of Vancouver residents at risk, threatening their homes, their financial stability, and their future. This is a crisis that has been building for years, one that many in the industry were reluctant to acknowledge until now. As the situation unfolds, it's clear that this is more than just a real estate problem. It's a citywide disaster that could have far-reaching consequences. For years, Vancouver's housing market had been on an unsustainable trajectory, with prices rising to astronomical levels, leaving many locals priced out of the market. Foreign investment in real estate, combined with limited supply, fueled the spike in housing costs, creating an environment where demand far exceeded available housing stock. The city's condo market, in particular, had been a major beneficiary of this boom. Developers rushed to build luxury condos, offering high-end amenities and jaw-dropping views to attract wealthy buyers. In many cases, these condos were sold before the foundation was even laid, with investors eager to snap up properties that were perceived as the ultimate status symbol. But behind the gleaming facades and glossy marketing materials, there were problems brewing beneath the surface. As early as 2018, concerns began to emerge about the safety of Vancouver's condo buildings. The CMHC, Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, issued warnings about the rapid pace of condo construction and the potential for shortcuts in building practices. Yet, for many, these warnings were dismissed or ignored. As demand continued to outpace supply, corners were cut, and safety standards were overlooked in order to meet the unrelenting demand for new properties. Now, these concerns have become a harsh reality. Hidden structural failures in condos are being uncovered at an alarming rate. It's estimated that as many as 4,000 condos across Vancouver could be affected by serious structural issues, including cracks in the foundation, water damage, and faulty electrical wiring. These problems are not just minor cosmetic flaws. They are critical safety concerns that threaten the stability of entire buildings. The real estate market in Vancouver, already on the brink of collapse, is now facing a deeper crisis. As more and more condo owners discover the extent of the damage to their properties, panic is setting in. Thousands of people who thought they had invested in secure, modern homes are now realizing that they may be living in unsafe, unsellable units. The scale of this crisis is staggering, and the consequences are far-reaching. As structural issues are discovered, condo owners are left facing the possibility of having to pay for expensive repairs or, worse, losing their homes altogether. For many, their homes represent their largest investment, and now they are left in financial ruin with little recourse. The city's housing market, which had already been strained by soaring prices, is now facing a complete collapse. Prices are plummeting as the news of these hidden condo failures spreads, and properties that were once considered valuable assets are now seen as liabilities. The fear among investors and homeowners alike is palpable, and it's only growing as the crisis deepens. The financial toll on condo owners is just the beginning. As the crisis continues to unfold, the human cost is becoming increasingly apparent. People who thought they were living the dream, owning a home in one of the most sought-after cities in the world, are now facing the harsh reality that their homes are not just uninhabitable but potentially dangerous. Many are dealing with emotional and psychological stress as they confront the possibility of losing everything. Families who had planned to stay in Vancouver long-term are now being forced to consider uprooting their lives, unsure of where they will go next. Others are scrambling to sell their condos before the value drops even further. But with the market in free fall, it's unclear whether they will be able to sell at all. For those who cannot afford to move, the situation is even worse. Vulnerable individuals, including elderly residents and low-income families, are left with little support as their homes crumble around them. The government has been slow to respond, and there is growing frustration among residents who feel abandoned. Insurance companies, which once covered the cost of repairs for buildings facing structural issues, are now pulling out of the market altogether. Many condo owners are finding that their policies no longer cover the damage, leaving them with massive out-of-pocket costs for repairs that they cannot afford. Meanwhile, developers, who once seemed untouchable in Vancouver's booming housing market, are now scrambling to respond to the crisis. Many are facing bankruptcy, unable to cover the cost of the repairs needed to fix their buildings. The supply chain for construction materials has already been strained, and the cost of building materials has skyrocketed, making it even more difficult to carry out the necessary repairs. Contractors, too, are facing job losses as projects are put on hold or abandoned altogether. The ripple effect of this crisis is being felt across the city's economy, and it's clear that the fallout will last for years to come. As the crisis continues to unfold, the real threat is becoming increasingly clear. This is not just a problem for Vancouver's condo owners, it's a problem for the entire housing market. If the structural issues in these condos are not addressed quickly, it could trigger a wider collapse in Vancouver's real estate market. The impact will not just be felt by homeowners and investors, but by everyone in the city. The city's economy, already weakened by the pandemic, could be thrown into disarray, with job losses mounting and property values continuing to plummet. The government, developers, and insurance companies are all scrambling to find a solution, but the scale of the crisis may be too large to fix. What's even more concerning is the possibility of similar problems cropping up in other parts of the city, and even across Canada. If these hidden condo failures are more widespread than currently known, the entire housing market could be at risk. The rapid pace of construction, combined with the pressure to meet ever-increasing demand, may have led to systemic issues that could affect thousands of buildings across the country. The fear is that what is happening in Vancouver could be just the tip of the iceberg, and that other cities too may be facing similar issues in the near future. As we move forward, the question remains, how long can this crisis be contained? Vancouver's real estate market has already been rocked by these hidden condo failures, and the full extent of the damage is still being uncovered. What happens next will depend on how quickly the government, developers, and insurance companies can respond to the crisis. For the thousands of condo owners who have already been affected, the future is uncertain, and the road ahead is filled with anxiety and fear. Vancouver's housing crisis is far from over, and the worst may be yet to come. As the housing crisis in Vancouver continues to unfold, the situation is becoming increasingly dire. While thousands of homeowners are now dealing with the devastating consequences of these structural failures, the implications for Vancouver's housing market as a whole are only beginning to emerge. For years, Vancouver's real estate sector was a shining example of success, attracting investors from around the world who were eager to capitalize on the city's booming property values. Now, that success is crumbling, leaving a wake of financial ruin and uncertainty. The city's reputation as a real estate haven is quickly being tarnished, and many are asking, how did we get here? The root cause of the crisis can be traced back to a combination of factors, many of which were ignored or downplayed until it was too late. First and foremost, Vancouver's real estate market has been plagued by overdevelopment. Developers, eager to take advantage of rising prices, rushed to build condos and apartment complexes at breakneck speed. With demand outstripping supply, the market became overheated, and corners were inevitably cut in the construction process. The pressure to deliver properties quickly and profitably led to the overlooking of critical safety and quality standards. Now, as thousands of condos are found to be structurally unsound, the damage is undeniable. But it's not just poor construction practices that have led to the current crisis. Vancouver's political landscape has also played a significant role. In an effort to cool the market, local governments imposed a range of measures aimed at curbing foreign investment in the city's real estate sector. These measures included taxes on foreign buyers, which were designed to reduce the influx of international capital and make housing more affordable for locals. However, these policies also had unintended consequences. By driving foreign buyers out of the market, the city inadvertently caused a slowdown in the development of new properties. Developers, facing tighter regulations and a shrinking pool of buyers, began to scale back their projects or, in some cases, abandon them altogether. This exacerbated the housing shortage, further inflating prices and making Vancouver even less affordable for the average resident. The condo failures themselves are just one symptom of this larger problem. As more and more properties are discovered to be unsafe, the financial implications are staggering. The cost of repairing these buildings will likely run into the billions of dollars, a burden that many condo owners will not be able to bear. Homeowners who thought they were sitting on valuable assets are now finding that their investments are worthless. The value of many condos has plummeted, leaving owners with properties they cannot sell and repairs they cannot afford. The once booming real estate market is now in free fall, and the repercussions will be felt for years to come. This collapse is not just a problem for those directly affected by the failing condos. It's a crisis that will have ripple effects throughout the entire economy. As condo owners struggle to make ends meet, the broader housing market will be impacted. The construction industry, already reeling from the slowdown in new projects, will likely face further job losses as developers scale back operations or go bankrupt. The financial sector is also exposed, as banks and mortgage lenders who provided financing for these properties now face a rising tide of defaults and foreclosures. The collapse of the condo market could send shockwaves through the entire financial system, compounding the economic challenges already facing the city. In addition to the immediate economic impacts, there are also long-term consequences to consider. Vancouver's housing market has been a key driver of the city's economy, attracting investment and providing jobs for thousands of people. As the market crumbles, the city's economic future looks uncertain. Unemployment is expected to rise, particularly in industries related to real estate, construction, and finance. The value of Vancouver's real estate will continue to decline, further eroding the wealth of many residents. At the same time, the cost of living is likely to rise as fewer new homes are built and the supply of available properties dwindles. For those who are already struggling to make ends meet, this will only exacerbate the financial strain. As the crisis deepens, many are questioning whether Vancouver can recover. Can the city rebuild its real estate market and restore confidence in the housing sector? The answer is not clear. The scale of the problem is vast, and the damage to the city's reputation as a safe and stable place to invest is significant. Vancouver's real estate market will likely need years, if not decades, to recover from this crisis. But the road to recovery will not be easy. The government, developers, and other stakeholders must work together to address the underlying issues that led to this collapse. And even then, the recovery will be slow and painful. The human cost of this crisis cannot be overstated. Thousands of families have been affected by the structural failures of their condos, and many more will feel the impact of the broader housing market collapse. Homeowners who were once able to count on their properties as a source of financial security are now facing the harsh reality that their homes are worth less than they paid for them. For many, their homes were not just a place to live, they were an investment, a nest egg for the future. Now, that investment is gone. The financial toll is devastating, but the emotional and psychological toll is even greater. Many people are dealing with the stress and anxiety of losing their homes and the fear of what the future holds. As the crisis continues to unfold, the real threat is becoming more apparent. The Vancouver housing market is not the only one at risk. Other cities across Canada may be facing similar issues as the country grapples with the consequences of overdevelopment and poor construction practices. The lessons learned in Vancouver should serve as a warning to other cities and regions. The real estate market is not immune to failure, and when that failure happens, it can have devastating consequences. For those in Vancouver who are still holding out hope that the market will rebound, it's time to face the reality. The future is uncertain. Prices may continue to fall, and the market may continue to deteriorate for some time. But the crisis is far from over, and the full extent of the damage is still being uncovered. What's clear is that the Vancouver housing market will never be the same again. For those who have been affected by this crisis, the future is bleak, and it's unclear how long it will take to rebuild. But one thing is certain, Vancouver's real estate market will be scarred by this disaster for years to come. As we look forward, it's crucial to understand the magnitude of the situation. Vancouver's housing crisis is a wake-up call for anyone who thought that the city's real estate market was invincible. The collapse of the condo market is just the beginning, and it could lead to even greater problems in the future. The financial stability of the city, its residents, and its economy are all at risk. If you live in Vancouver, or if you're thinking of investing in the real estate market, you need to act fast. The time to prepare for what's coming is now, before it's too late. To stay informed on this developing crisis and to learn more about how it will affect you, make sure to leave a comment below and let us know what you think. We want to hear your thoughts and experiences as we navigate this difficult time. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and follow the channel to stay updated on the latest news and developments. Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll take a deeper dive into the hidden failures in Vancouver's real estate market and what you can do to protect yourself. Don't miss out. Comment number 1 if you want to be part of this ongoing conversation, and follow the channel to stay ahead of the crisis.